All right, guys. Well, here we go. I'm going to tell you a little story about. Let's walk it back first. You guys ever not feel great, get a little sick, maybe hit up an urgent care? You're looking for some meds. Do I have strep throat? Do I have an ear infection? We've all been there, right? When you don't feel well, you go to a doctor. When the doctor says, I can't help you, you go to a hospital. I'm talking about someone here who worked in a hospital for 9 months with no medical license. That's right. This person worked in a hospital for 9 months, used the name of another person they were in a college class with, and somehow found their identification to prove they had passed certain tests and certifications. This person treated over 4,500 patients in these 9 months. This person was arrested in their driveway a few days ago after it came out they had no certification. They only found out this person did not have the proper certification when they elevated this person for a promotion and had to dig a little bit deeper into the record. So this person with no certification had done such a good job at their job. They were about to be elevated to a new position as a healthcare worker. Gentlemen, I would ask you, is this a male or a female? And in what state or general region did this crime occur?
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Well, I'll tell you, this proves one thing that college is bullshit.
Yeah,
I
it does,
mean,
Bruce.
unbelievable. You're supposed to go to 8 years of school to be able to do that stuff. And they were so good at their, I mean, it's all about learning on the job. Am I right or am I right? It's just a
Almost with
piece of
anything,
paper at
right?
the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know, it's learning on the job, learning while doing. I bet the nurses did half the stuff first. I mean, this is really a, Leo DiCaprio, Catch Me If You Can kind of situation we got going on here. So, I
Uh,
mean, thinking out
Maddie,
loud, what?
Liam, it's an incredible fake it till you make it.
Oh,
It's
the
it's a
best.
The
textbook
ultimate.
fake it till you make it.
Man. Did
With,
we
with the
get,
highest stakes possible.
yeah.
Yes,
Was it,
people's
and
lives.
this person was doing this at a hospital, right?
This was at a hospital
Okay,
for
so I'm
a
just
little over
making
nine
sure it
months.
wasn't at a gynecologist office, like
Nope.
then it can be a little skeptical,
There were
but
there were
So,
yeah, there were no trainers for women's gymnastics involved in this. It was a hospital. It was a legit
man,
hospital, big hospital.
wow. So I mean, I'm definitely thinking for gender, I'm definitely thinking male. Liam, I think you would agree, correct?
yeah, I'm thinking male, and off the top of my head, I'm thinking it's it's got to be like either like really busy, like bustling city where so much
Yeah,
is going on that you
yeah.
can just slip through the cracks, or underfunded
Third
in the
world,
middle of
yeah,
nowhere.
yep.
Nobody's really checking up on it, but
My
nowhere in between. It's definitely not like in the suburbs. You know what I mean? Where
no,
they're like,
no.
you know,
They do so much due diligence in the suburbs. Either it's
yes,
a war-torn third world country that, things are looking up, or it's New York City.
yes,
Either one.
yes.
I mean, I don't know. It's just strange. I mean, but they did have a name, so they were put in the system, went through the name. How many patients did they see again, Bern? 4,500?
Estimated over 4,500 patients.
Holy
Wow.
crap, dude. That
So you
is
got to think they've been at it for, it's like, that's over a year
Nine
easily.
months. Nope, 9 months.
9 months. Okay.
Nine
Oh, wow.
months
Okay.
from start to finish.
Wow, 4,500 in 9 months.
If you work in a busy
That's
hospital,
yeah.
that's probably not
So
as insane as we think.
got to be busy hospital. Liam, I'm also thinking, could it be a military hospital? Right, but there isn't any active war
mm,
zones really right
I
now.
don't know,
Like,
because
but
don't they
would it
usually
be
have
in Israel,
somebody checking up
Palestine,
on
nothing
your
like that?
ass?
I don't know. Yeah, but also in those areas they're kind of looking for spies. So I think they're like due diligence. I don't know. I'd hope,
Yeah, I
man.
would
So
hope
it
so
def
too.
So it's either I'm with you where it's either third world country where they just didn't they're like you will do doctor then you are doctor,
Yeah.
or or it's New York City. So
Yeah, it's
I'm,
just so insanely busy that like everybody's got they got to put out the fire in front of them. They don't care
yeah.
what's happening in the room next door.
They
you
do
know?
the minimal amount of paperwork because 3 people are shot and 2 people have something stuck in them, and they just got to get it all out. You know. So okay. So let's do man. All right. So I'm saying male. I will say male, and then that would
I
be my
agree.
first.
Most movie and TV shows, doctor,
And then
male. You know,
yeah, region, man. I mean, I want to say country. I'm gonna go
I'm
with
leaning
United
down south
States.
now. I'm leaning
Really?
southern United
You
States.
think
Yeah,
this is
busy.
Miami? You
Yeah,
think this is
busy city.
Miami?
Yeah. I'm feeling Miami. Yeah, like that kind of busy city.
Wow.
Yeah, southern
Wow.
bustling hospital.
I mean, a lot
Male.
of weird
That's
stuff.
my guesses, dude, for
Burn,
sure.
quick question. Did they give any type of things that they worked on? Like, I'm talking alligator bites or stabbings for a coke deal gone wrong, like any type of
No,
things.
Yeah.
due to the HIPAA laws in the United
Oh yeah,
States,
they can't talk.
they're not allowed to
Okay,
disclose any of the
okay.
actual
So
treatments
it is in the
that this
U.S.
person gave.
Okay. All right. So that kind of narrows it. But Liam, I don't know, man. If you go south, Liam, I'll go north. Okay.
Okay, fair enough.
All right. So you're gonna go Miami
Yeah, we'll
ish.
call it. Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
I'm gonna go I'm gonna go the city that never sleeps, the city by the bay, the Big Apple itself. I'm
The Windy
going New
City,
York
New
City.
York.
Yeah, the
All
Windy
right.
City. Man.
Uh,
Okay. Then for gender, I'm gonna go male. But then also, can I say this? Right? And this is just a sleeper kind of bonus, right? If you're gonna believe a doctor, right? If you're gonna believe it's a doctor, and it's a weird and it's a name that you can get away with because maybe it's tough to look up,
mhm.
I'm thinking this guy's Indian, right?
Oh,
It's a doctor and they got a weird name to look up. You know, it's not gonna be Johnny Smith, you know, or Barry or oh, it could be Barry Levinstein. Shit. You know? It
yeah.
could be either one of
Yeah,
those.
that's believable.
God
Believable.
damn it.
Very believable.
You know? I mean, if when's the last time you went to a doctor that wasn't Indian?
My doctor
Right.
is like just a chick. Like just I don't know. Actually, I don't remember her last name.
Nice.
Well, I'll tell you, it's been a while for me.
What are you
Yeah,
talking
that's-
about? You had fucking like leeches on your shin after you flipped your bike in the winter. They were
Yeah.
bleeding you.
Yeah, they had the whole thing. No, I mean technically that guy was I don't know the guy who stitched me
Warlock?
up. Actually, never mind. I
Sorceress?
had an older white guy that was my surgeon when I had to get surgery on my knee after it got super infected. So man,
Actually,
okay.
now that I think about it, my doctor could be fake. I go to Lansdale Medical Group.
Well, that's
No.
the crazy
There's a
thing,
bunch.
right?
There's a bunch
Bro.
of different people all the time.
This
You
is
know
what
Yeah.
hit me to my core is that I just go
Yes.
and
Yeah.
assume that the person who's giving me the care
Yeah.
is like
Yeah, I've never asked her
qualified to
for
give
her.
me the
I've never
care.
asked her for her credentials. You know what I mean?
Not once,
They assign me
never.
to the
Yeah.
same lady every time. She sends me to get blood at at Quest Diagnostics,
always
and then
have to get
you
blood.
know?
It's always getting blood.
your TB test every year, but then
Yeah.
I have no idea. That's what the
Yeah.
story reached out to
Yeah.
me because
And they always
know.
look at your dick, right?
All right. Well, now I'm interested. Let's hear it.
All right.
you-
Okay.
I mean-
all right. So I'm going male, and I'm going New York City, and I'm going bonus Indian. Liam,
Okay.
what are you doing?
I say, dude, like older dude, like 50-year-old dude, and just like, run of the mill. Yeah, because there's always, dude, when you watch like American Greed and stuff, those guys writing fake scripts and everything. It's always an older white dude. Yeah, I'm going 40 to 50-year-old white dude down south.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
All right, fellas.
Okay.
here's a moment of truth.
Here we go.
29-year-old female Autumn Marie Barista, the woman who poses a registered nurse at
Wow.
Advent Health Palm Coast Parkway Hospital, which I've looked up. It's about 40 miles north of Daytona. So it is on the
Oh!
eastern coast of Florida. Convicted
Dude.
of 70 years in prison, is
Ah!
convicted on all
Oh
14
my
charges
God.
she's facing. The hospital fire barista, after
Wow.
learning she was not licensed and used another woman's identification to secure the job as a registered nurse. The woman whose name she used was part
Uh-huh.
of her college nursing program. So she did graduate from a
Did they
nursing
give you the name
program.
she used? Did they give you the name she used?
Yes. Hold on one second. Let me find it. So she wasn't a total fraud. She did graduate from match the one with her first name but a different last name. No, they do not give
I was gonna
the
say if the name was Indian, I think I should get a point. But no, okay.
What she used though was the name, the first name matched, the last name didn't. She had told the hospital that she had recently gotten married, but had not yet changed her name.
Ooh,
And that's why
smart.
they didn't.
Pretty
That's
clever.
why they didn't ring up.
Yeah.
And it was not found out until she was considered for promotion. Search by COVID revealed she'd only had an expired nursing assistant license, and that was the end. So she was not completely unqualified for the job. She just didn't have a current license, but she did use somebody else. Now, guys, I planned to vamp on this a little bit because I didn't know how good this story was going to be and how great you guys were going to do at walking it down, kind of figuring out what happened. My original point was this is the plot to School of Rock, and we should go back and interview every single one of her patients and see if they had a great time.
Yeah.
Because maybe she
what
had
was the mortality rate?
I don't know, right?
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, figure that out, you know?
But
she's just going to get a promotion.
Dude, they're going to get sued. They're going to sue the balls off of that hospital,
dude. That hospital's getting shut down tomorrow.
But if she was being
tied up,
considered for a promotion, it means that her like peer-to-peer reviews, from how she did with her patients
bedside
and her fellow coworkers,
the whole
and her
thing.
direct managers, like she did a really great job.
Yeah.
Who knows? I want to find out if she took a bunch of senior citizens down to Daytona to shred one night at a weird bar. But anyway, great job, fellas. That's my news story.
It was a 29-year-old female.
29-year-old female.
And it was in Daytona, so I guess Liam gets something, you know. Liam called it with the Southern, and I guess Daytona is kind of by Miami, right? Is that just like that?
No, but it's Palm Beach. It's probably like 40 miles north of Daytona, but it's right on the coast. It's right on the coast. It's a beach town. It's for sure a beach town.
But Liam was right with the area. He called the area.
Yeah, got the area. So great job, fellas. I think that was there's a lot of ins and outs there, but I think you guys did a great job.
Totally wrong about. I like the age though. We should guess age too. But we were totally wrong on the gender. But Liam was right on the area. We did kind of have it right as far as like populated area kind of thing. So nice.
So they steal a lot of patients.
Hell yeah!
Nice job, fellas. Nice job.
Great first story, Burn. Way to kick it off, Daddy.
All right, here we go.